it's still necessary. Hey team, thanks for checking in for the Next Kilograms Kilometers podcast. And a lot of people just use a small jog or short jog or something like that as part of their warm-up for their run days, even if it is a distance day or just kind of a steady state day. They'll just use the like a half-mile jog or something like that as their warm-up, and then they'll start to kind of get into their pace or their intervals or whatever it happens to be that day. And that's totally fine. At least you credit for being mindful that you're gonna kind of monitor the intensity before you get into it. The reality is that a good warm-up, a dynamic warm-up, is still necessary and still beneficial before getting into those types of runs. Even doing a dynamic warm-up, dynamic stretch, and then following that with a little bit of a run or warm-up jog is beneficial as well, just because it's kind of going to get the joints mobile, like moving in a good direction, especially if you do some kind of short or controlled plyos in terms of like pogo hops or skips or those types of things. Then you're preparing the body just a little bit more for what you're about to do. And a conversation I had, I think it was last week, about how like maybe you only have 25 minutes. Taking 5 minutes of that to do a proper warm-up, you can get more quality work out of that 20 minutes you have left for the jog or for the running than if you just went straight into it. So still important to do that, kind of over time, like a lot of coaches, like a lot of people, a lot of athletes, kind of just developed a simple routine. You can do it kind of within 10, 15 meters, jog, backpedal, shuffle, karaoke, skips, and then, of course, into your knee hugs, your hamstring stretches, your lunge variations, your inchworms, and world's greatest, and those types of things. Again, just to kind of loosen up a little bit. A lot of that kind of takes, once you get to the flow of it, you kind of understand, like, all right, what comes next. You don't have to think through it. I mean, you can rip through that in 5 minutes easily, and then get into it. So just a reminder that no matter what, the warm-up is necessary and does have a lot of benefit to it. So if you have any questions about that in terms of good routines, we've certainly created, written a lot of we call them scripts for warm-ups, dynamic stretches, for cool downs, that sort of thing. So if you care for anything like that, if you're looking for something like that, want that kind of help or just a guide, hit us up and we'll be sure to pass it along and share it. Other than that, just keep those week rolling and let's keep working.